Well, hi, everyone. This is the Brad Free Report for Friday, August 3rd. We are smack in the middle of summer, and you know what that means. The two-year-olds are beginning to emerge. You know, it's funny. 1 year ago at this time, only one Del Mar-based two-year-old had surpassed an 80 Beyer speed figure. This year, we're seeing a slew of above 80 Beyer speed figures, not only at Del Mar, but even a couple back east. Let's take a look at the chart of the leading two-year-olds ranked by Beyer speed figures, and this is going into this week, going into August 1st. At the top of the list, Instagram. He is a good one for trainer Jerry Hollendorfer. We expect to see him next weekend in the Best Pal Stakes at Del Mar. Speaking of Hollendorfer, Brill. She earned an 88 Beyer speed figure. Mother, and chasing yesterday, a couple of Bob Baffert trained fillies. Del Mar May, she is a maiden. She's actually entered on Sunday in the Sorrento Stakes. Would not overlook Del Mar May. As far as Tales of Chaucer goes, he earned an 84 Beyer speed figure at Belmont. It looks like his training may have hit a little bit of a hiccup. Trained by Norm Cassie, no published workout since early July at Churchill Downs. Tales of Chaucer. A good one, but perhaps a little interruption in his training. And then, of course, Catherine the Great. She followed her maiden win at Gulfstream Park with a very impressive display of speed in the Grade 3 Schuylerville. So we have some very good ones so far, some fast two-year-olds. What does it mean in the grand scheme of things? We have to wait for the distances to increase. But as of right now, looks like a very promising group of two-year-olds, particularly so in Southern California, where the top 5 fastest two-year-olds ranked by Beyer speed figures are based. Okay, well, we saw 3 very impressive two-year-olds make their career debuts last week, starting with the debut of one of the more highly regarded two-year-olds in California. She's a daughter of Tapit, and she's a half-sister to 2015 Triple Crown winner American Pharoah. This is chasing yesterday, taking care of business in her career debut last Saturday at 30 cents on the dollar. She won by more than 4 lengths. She earned an 86 Beyer speed figure. How about that runner-up, Honey from the South? She ran well in defeat. Watch out for her, trained by Dave Hoffmans. Okay, one day later on Sunday, a 2-year-old daughter of Warfront making her career debut long on grass, Summering. She popped the gate, she made the lead, she cruised along, and Summering kicked home kind of nicely. She won clear, Summering did. This filly is just getting started, and she would probably, I would guess, show up September 3rd in the $100,000 Del Mar Juvenile Fillies Turf. She's the first foal out of a Grade 2 winner by the name of Wishing Gate. Summering is a good one, and so is this colt. Bob Baffert had been telling anybody who would listen that Roadster was a potential star. Well, this is Roadster. Last Sunday at Del Mar in race number 6, and what you see in the stretch is Mike Smith sitting like a statue. What you don't see is Roadster balking at the gate. Took him a while to get loaded. He had to be gunned up inside. He took back a little bit, waited, came around, and won comfortably. He made a couple different moves in this race, Roadster did. This is a very promising 2-year-old, trained by Bob Baffert, a son of Quality Road. And I would guess that as of right now, this would probably be Bob Baffert's top contender for the Del Mar Futurity on closing day, September 3rd. Okay, speaking of 2-year-olds and how predictable they have become, well, 1 year ago, and I thought this was an aberration, 1 year ago, 6 of the 7 maiden sprints for 2-year-old colts, maiden special weight sprints, 6 of 7 were won by favorites. I thought that might have just been a one-off. Well, you know what? Turns out it's not. This summer at Del Mar, the 2-year-olds are so predictable, it's almost scary. The first 7 maiden special weight sprints, colts and fillies, open and Calbred, the first 7 were all won by the favorite. Dichotomy got it going on July 18th, making her second career start as the favorite. Brill came out firing in her debut, odds on. Oliver, a third-time starter, won. Roeton, odds on first time out. Mother, chasing yesterday, and Roadster, odds on favorites first time out. Favorites were 7 for 7 in 2-year-old maiden special weights going into this week. Really bizarre. On Wednesday, wow, we had an upset. A filly by the name of Creative Instinct. She went off as the 5-2 second choice, and she won very comfortably. So favorites are running very well this summer in 2-year-old maiden special weights at Del Mar. What's the reason for that? Good clocking information, good trainers, and good stock. That's what I think. Anyway, we're going to see a good 2-year-old race competitive 2-year-old race on Saturday. It's race number 7, 5.5 furlong sprint. The favorite on the morning line is drawn on the also eligible list. That's number 12, Babale at 5-2. I hope he gets in because I like another horse and I want the odds to go up. And the horse I do like is number 6, Sigalert, a $420,000 2-year-old. He's a son of Street Sense, trained by John Sadler. This colt is a sibling to a debut winner. He was produced by a dam that won her career debut. Trainer John Sadler, the last 5 summers at Del Mar, he has won at least one 2-year-old race with a first-time starter each of the last 5 years. And Sigalert, they paid $420,000 for this guy. He's trained well, makes his career debut in race number 7. Sigalert, number 6, listed at 9-2 on the morning line. And I think we're going to get a decent price. Bob Baffert has second-time starter Dark Prince, number 3, who pressed a very fast pace in the race won by Instagram. He should improve second time out. Dark Prince should. But I like the first-time starter Sigalert, and I think we might get a decent price on this 2-year-old son of Street Sense. Okay, one of the feature races on Saturday happens to be race number 4. It's the $100,000 graduation stakes. Now, these are just Calbred 2-year-olds, right? What's the big deal? There can't be any future stars. Do you remember what happened 5 years ago in the graduation stakes at Del Mar? There was a California bred, yes, there are Calbred 2-year-olds, making career start number 4. Let's roll the tape on the graduation stakes from 2013, July 31st, 2013. Do you recognize that chestnut with the blaze taking care of business and winning decisively with an 83 Beyer speed figure? At the time, nobody had heard of them. But this 2-year-old turned out to be one heck of an older horse. That's California Chrome, who would go on to win 16 of 27 and more than $14 million. That was his first career stakes win. I thought that was kind of cool. 5 years ago, California Chrome won the graduation stakes. Are there any California Chromes in the 2018 graduation? Probably not. It looks like a relatively evenly matched field, and I'd love to be creative, but the way that the morning line favorite, Our Silver Oak, ran first time out, he was 33-1, and he ran like he should have been the favorite. He tucked in behind horses, took dirt, waited patiently, angled out, kicked away, won by 2 lengths, galloped out super past the wire, has trained well since then. Our Silver Oak stretches out from 5 furlongs to 5.5. He will be very tough to beat as the morning line favorite in the race 4 graduation stakes. That is on Saturday at Del Mar. Okay, on Sunday at Del Mar, it's the Grade 2 Sorrento Stakes. It goes as race number 8, and a full field of 10 entered the Sorrento. 2-year-old fillies going 6 furlongs. Mentioned earlier, the maiden Del Mar May did in fact enter this race, and she drew comfortably on the outside. Del Mar May, she'll have something to say about this race, and so will number 7 Stirred. Stirred was an impressive winner first time out, and that's her in 3rd position, and she's going to take aim at the front runners and run right past. What you don't see from that tape, that was a good stretch run, but Stirred did not break all that well. She actually got squeezed and steadied a little bit at the break. She had to make a couple different moves. She found position, and then she ran away late. An impressive career debut by Stirred, who has trained well since then for Mike McCarthy. And I expect Stirred to give a good account of herself on Sunday in the Sorrento. Okay, let's back up just a little bit, back to Saturday. And my selection at Saratoga last Saturday did so well that I'm going to come back and do it again. And I am being facetious. I like Done Deal at 8-1 in the Vanderbilt. He ran dead last. I don't mind taking a shot at 8-1. I expected Done Deal to run a little bit better. Nobody would have defeated Imperial Hint. He won like a potential Breeders' Cup winner. Okay, but I'm going to talk a little bit about the Whitney Stakes. Now, Diversify is the fastest horse in the race off that 110 Beyer speed figure last time out. Mind Your Biscuits is probably the best horse in the race. He's made nearly $4 million, but this is his first start around 2 turns. I like a horse to outrun his odds, and I don't believe that McCracken is good enough to win this race. He'll have to defeat Diversify, Mind Your Biscuits, to a lesser extent Backyard Heaven, but McCracken is the type of horse that could slip through the parimutuel cracks. He's always been a good horse. He's one of the last year's 3-year-olds, turned out to be kind of a modest group, but he won his comeback. He was overmatched in the Met Mile. finished 6th. His most recent start was a 3rd place finish at Prairie Meadows. That race was dominated by the 2 frontrunners. Remembering Rita and Dalmore raced 1-2, 2-1 all the way around. None of the closers made up any ground. McCracken is gradually rounding into form, and once you get past Diversify and the potentially vulnerable Mind Your Biscuits, first start around 2 turns, once you get past those 2 legitimate favorites in the Whitney, they're legitimate, even though Mind Your Biscuits has not run long. Once you get past the 2 favorites, this field is kind of a mess. I look for McCracken to outrun his odds. He will be finishing. Is he good enough to win? Maybe not, but he might be good enough to slip into the exacta behind one of the logical contenders, Diversify, Mind Your Biscuits, Backyard Heaven, and McCracken. At very least, McCracken should run a little bit better on Saturday than Done Deal did last Saturday at Saratoga. That's a wrap for the Brad Free Report. I'll talk to you next time.